One of my biggest struggles is keeping my work area here clean, neat, and organized. And part of the problem has been I haven't really found a desk solution that has worked for me. I've been using this 61-inch desk here for about a year, and it's actually worked fairly well, but it has a few issues, at least for me. From a workspace scenario, it's not quite deep enough, kind of like me, sometimes not deep enough, but it also just doesn't have the real estate area that I need to be able to work on multiple projects at once. If you take a look at my desk here, you can see that like I've got crap all over because I don't have space to go on my desk where it needs to go. Well, Sikaic, and I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, sent us their new 79-inch RGB lit gaming desk, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put it together. Now, a few things about this is they did send us this free of charge. They're not checking out this video before it goes live. They do have 3 different variations of this desk. I opted for the red and black one. They do have one that is black and purple and then white as well. I almost went with the white, very similar to what I had. I just really dug the red and black though. In addition to that, I will have links down below where you can check all of these out, and we'll have a promo code that you can use too. But in the meantime, let's go ahead, let's get our old desk torn down, let's get our new desk put together, and let's get started. I decided to go ahead and just shoot this via stop motion to go ahead and get you through the assembly process a little bit quicker. It took me about 5-10 minutes to get everything out of the box, and the assembly process from start to finish with the help of Gussie here took me about 3.5 hours. Now, there were a couple of issues that I did run into, specifically with getting the braces along the back. That was quite a bit of a pain, and I'll talk more about that later. But overall assembly went pretty well. There's no glue or anything along those lines. I do wish there was a way in the manual that I could have actually built this mirrored with the right part being on the left and the left part being on the right. Now, the one thing I do like is the fact that it seems like the top deck is a little bit higher than my previous deck that I was using. And here you can see me kind of struggling with getting some of the screws lined up on the braces, and here getting everything lined up down below as well. But overall, once I had this part of the desk put together and ready to go, I moved the old desk out of my way and moved this into where it's going to go. Now, one thing I didn't realize until after the fact, I actually set up my InnoView and my Samsung monitors backwards from normal. My Samsung is normally in the center, my InnoView to the left, and then my laptop up on its angled stand here on the right-hand side. But getting everything set up here between the microphone, the keyboard, and the mouse, also went ahead, and I don't like using the adhesive on the lights. So as you saw, I actually designed a holder that instead of using that adhesive, I'm gonna go ahead and mount these to this desk using 3D printed holders. And it took me a couple hours to get these designed and printed. And I went ahead and I designed a channel that the lights themselves will go into and then clip onto the front of the desk, just like you see right here. Now, the one thing I didn't realize right away was just how short these lights were. Typically, what will happen is they'll go around like 2/3 of the back and then wrap around the front. These, not that long. They can also go ahead and you can change the color just by pressing the button. And initially, I did not realize, but there is an app that you can go ahead, I show you a little bit more later, where you can go ahead and do like voice response or music response and other custom sort of lighting setups. Now here I am getting all the lights and everything connected to the desk itself, and initially, like I said, I was gonna go around the back, bring it around the sides and to the front. Getting everything clipped down here, everything seemed normal until I figured things out. Plugging into the USB-A port here, super easy, super convenient, absolutely love the way that that has the power right there. And as you can see here, I was gonna go around the sides and the back, and yeah, that don't work. So quickly and easily went ahead and disconnected these, rerouted them just along the left-hand side around the front, and then to the right-hand side where it does go around just a little bit. One of the nice things too about using the 3D printed clips is the fact that I was able to relocate the lights and not screw things up. If I would have peeled off the backing and mounted it as I thought they should have gone, then I would have really been up the creek. But these allowed me to go ahead, reposition them, get them to the way they were supposed to be, and it was foolproof, because I'm a fool and was kind of foolish with how I went ahead and initially got everything all set up. Let's give you a little bit closer look of how the lights actually are held into place here, because it's pretty simple. It's just a pressure fit. The channel here is designed to fit around the sides of the lights and holds them in place, and then the clips themselves, I went through a couple redesigns just to make sure that they fit on the desk without having too much or not enough tension. And here I did have to lift up my laptop pedestal just a little bit to get it underneath. And here again, you probably hear the Gussie in the background getting scratches, but we did go ahead and get the last light on the front and wrapped it around to the side. Overall, I think this is a good look. I think that this works very, very well, and I'm excited to do more with this desk. So here everything is pretty much done. We do have a couple additional tweaks I'm going to make to my setup here. First and foremost, I do have the AverMedia Flexi Go mic arm that we are going to replace our boom mic arm with here. Also, as you can see, it just popped right out. We are going to replace our mono microphone that we have there with the Versati Go microphone. What's nice about both these setups is basically they're designed to work in conjunction with each other, so they should be pretty well balanced. I've heard very good things about this mic. I cannot wait to test it out. Now, I do have a double monitor stand here that I've been using for about 1.5 years now. I've actually got a triple monitor stand coming, and we're going to be using one of our portable monitors here from WiMAXit. And what's nice about this, a couple things. First and foremost, it is I believe this is a 16-inch design, either 15.6 or 16-inch. It does have VESA monitor mounts on the back, so I can go ahead and mount it to a pedestal mount such as this. It's also touchscreen if I wanted to utilize it, so new monitor stand coming soon. Everything in here kind of has a place where I need it to go. I love the fact that my Optimus Prime is right here, it fits perfectly. I do like the fact that my dock fits underneath here now too. The previous desk I had, this was a little bit shorter, so that did not fit unless I would have laid that down. I didn't want to lay it down. I wanted it stood up. A couple minor things that I did not like about this. The RGB lights are nice. I wish they would have a remote control versus just being the push button on there. So it will also respond to music and other things. Like right now, it's responding to my voice. This provides me with the desktop space that I need to, so if I'm going to be building an RC car or truck, if I'm going to be doing some soldering, anything along those lines, I've got enough workspace now to work here. And I do also love the keyboard tray, which the chair is in the way of right now, but the fact that I can have my keyboard down below and yet still have workspace up top here, I really do appreciate. Now, they did include like a keyboard mat. I opted not to use that. I did have my, as I knock my stuff around, I do have my Super Mario one here that I got at Five Below, and I just prefer that, just the gaming side of things. But overall, I do want to thank Sikaic for sending us one of these to check out. A couple other minor things here that, likes, not necessarily dislikes, but things I won't really use. Do like the cup holder here. I do wish that it had like some foam or something around it. The two like headphone holders on the side, not something I would personally use, but it is something that is an option. The assembly went pretty well overall. The one thing that was the biggest pain was the cross support underneath on the backside here. The way that I ended up being able to get that installed, because it took me probably 45 minutes to get it because it didn't want to go, was I loosened the bolts on both sides of the brace so that I could maneuver that, and then I was able to get the screw in place aligned with the brackets. That was probably the only difficulty that I had in the assembly process, but absolutely love the fact that we have new workspaces here to work on. Now our old desk, the nice thing is we're actually going to be donating it to our local church. That way someone else can utilize something. I didn't pay for it. It's one of those things that I've been sent for review as well. So it's one of those helping out the local church. Now, if you do want to pick one of these up, either in the red and black or the white or the purple and black, I'll have a link down below where you can go ahead and do so. There's also a promo code that'll be down there too that you can go ahead and check out. Overall, I'm really digging this. I like it's not an L configuration, but the wing type design, definitely something that gained me more space, especially too where I've got my light box over here now. It's behind that corner, so it gives me better angles so I don't have to worry as much about getting reflections on the TV. Now, if you do want to check out some of the other videos that we've done talking about like how we've organized our workspaces, specifically like our rack that we use, our IKEA rack, for all of our game systems and how we wired it up behind using pegboard, which just made my wiring so much cleaner. I'll have that link for you right up here on screen. I'll have that link for you right up here on screen. That way you can go ahead and check it out. I'm sure you're going to learn something and find something you enjoy.